Good evening, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PEL promos for 2020. Who is going to be going through? Well, it seems that 7 and maybe ENCE are kind of secured, but I don't know, because they're only 30 points clear and there's now about 7 teams on 100 points.
Yeah, let's talk about that 100-point cusp, I guess. It's from like 102 to 109 is where you're sitting. DA, Unity, Tornado Energy, ELGIGANTEN, Tempus, and then you get up to Train Hard. So...
Yeah.
Any of those.
And then if you look at GL and Unity, they only need another 10 points, and they're right back in there as well, 10, 15 points or something like that. Right, they're right back in the mix. So it is open with 3 maps remaining. Careers are very much in these players' hands. It's amazing how close it does go. Sometimes Tempus, smiles on their faces at the moment, but you know the pressure's on them because after having such a mighty lead from day one, everybody has caught them right back up.
Well, I think I don't think it's a bad thing for me. I like seeing that, seeing the teams being put through their paces a bit.
Very happy, Dees. Very happy.
It's like, oh, you're not taking a picture? Oh.
Yeah. He's just like hold in the frame. The photo.
I need a couple more seconds, but yeah, Sanhok a little bit trickier. Within these top teams, Tempest weren't bad on Sanhok either. They have the old ENCE drop, and we've seen those eastern circles coming out a couple of times, so that could be nice for them. GamerLegion switched things up. They went down to the south side, and that was actually pretty poor from them. It was just a very long route. You know, they did not have an easy point of access to that. DA, not bad on Sanhok. I feel sometimes it's either, you know, really good or completely missing. And this is when you got to tighten up all those screws here. This is when it gets a little bit trickier.
They will always find a compound. That is for sure.
You're not wrong.
There is plenty available, but here we go. The final Sanhok map of the promos. Will we see some big performances? We've seen teams picking up many kills on this map. It is possible for someone to have a really standout performance. We'll see how it works out for them. Will GamerLegion continue their charge from Miramar? They still need to have an almighty performance in the final 3 maps to even have a chance at being in that top 4, but they've started off well. The confidence is there. We heard from bjorN. They've gone into it without too many problems, but ooh, that's a tricky plane. But being Sanhok, most teams can adjust and get their positional drops.
I'm really surprised they've stuck to this southern drop rather than going back to alpha, just because normally a circle normally hits on the plane path. It has to touch it in some way. If I'm not mistaken, feel free to correct me, but I'm pretty sure it is. And considering where this goes, maybe they feel there's just more of the plane path on the southern piece of the island, so maybe we'll see more teams leaning this way or being aware that that's a potential, but it also did hit over alpha. Yeah,
I mean, we have seen the circle obviously going towards pretty much the north of Phantom and stuff, but that's different because the algorithm has changed. Circles have adjusted, so we don't really know because... You know, phase 1, we didn't have Sanhok in the rotation. It only came in the 3rd phase, much to many grievances.
I have hiccups.
You have hiccups?
Yep.
Hiccup? 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 Now I've got to, like, surprise you or something, or like, shout, bang. There's a surprise. There's a surprise. GamerLegion, Camp Alpha.
If I'm GamerLegion,
should have been at Camp Alpha.
Get in a car and just try and get to that mountain. That's it. Whoever gets to that mountain and can hold it early, I say wins this lobby.
Oh my God.
So, ELGIGANTEN, they're one of the teams well within that kind of top position who could definitely do some work off the back of this. This is a huge circle for them. Train Hard, not far off either. Tempus, similar position. GamerLegion, similar position. All of these teams that are really vying for that top spot, actually, at least within the top 4, excuse me, have a good jumper point. MOORPHEUS is early moving, and I like that. They know what's up here. He could either go up towards the tip top of the hill, which I feel as though he will, maybe just start getting up there and making sure it's theirs to begin with. Worthy being up there, I was like, oh, this how it's going. It is on the map. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. People who are probably not happy about this are anyone who's not within this circle right now.
It's the elephant in Paradise Resort.
Love a bit of wildlife. Beautiful, majestic creatures.
Much nicer up close.
Just not aerial. No one appreciates an aerial view.
So rotations are tricky, as you say, for this one. And Tornado Energy already heading over the bridge. Last crew are looking to sort of skirt around the islands. sort of almost running parallel with them. Airstation Mike on the bubble, on the circle. They're going to have to get themselves out of there, picking up some vehicles. And as you mentioned, you know, think of this circle last time. We had it in Phase 3. Obviously, it was all about
Bridge camp.
GamerLegion holding the North Point. That's gone. Last crew and losing players early on. It's starting to become a bit of a common thing. Compot. And I tell you what, these boys, Tornado Energy, are on a bit of a charge. That's going to be a bit of a worry for everyone else chasing, because they are in that pack.
Sixth.
Yeah,
yep,
they're in
in
that pack.
6th spot, just behind ELGIGANTEN. Well, they're tied on points with them. So if this is the case for them, if they hold this down, they have a really good springboard in towards Camp Alpha when they want to, and they've just got themselves some points. So that's instantly going to put them now ahead of the pack. ELGIGANTEN, you know, it rests with you. Can you answer back? Well, ELGIGANTEN late game look very strong here. They look like they're the ones who are going to be king of the castle. Unless this circle, you know, goes somewhere completely different. It could do a Camp Alpha, but it's just, it feels likely to go to that hillside.
Still a long way to go, though. But GamerLegion on foot, that's not ideal. Moving in towards this circle, but it could pull south. We could still go down to Ruins Way, but I'm edging my bets on going on towards that northern peninsula. And the fact is, it's a very hilly area. I'm surprised to see ELGIGANTEN not shuffling across, maybe, and trying to take over Camp Alpha. Maybe they expect GamerLegion to still be there. I don't know. Don't know where they're really watching when they came out of the plane.
If I'm ELGIGANTEN, I'm sat in there the whole game. I'm taking that hill. I'm not moving. I don't need them.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they are on the hill already.
Yep,
no, you're right. You're right.
They ain't moving for love nor money. They're happy. Gonna dig in, put up the tent, have a little camp. Hanny here. Not far off. This could be another big one. Trainhard and Tempest both trying to stay within the chasing pack range. And Hanny is 100% heard Phantom in there.
Yeah, he saw him running up there as well, so
if he peeks
just waiting for the headshot moment. We see it with full textures on, but obviously he doesn't see a blade of grass at all because everything's on very low for him. Slight advantage. Inside Games looking to come over the ridge. Oh my word, that's another. That's 3 last crew members down. 3 points for Tornado Energy.
They are on the grind, aren't they?
Where's the last member? He's actually he's on a boat right now. Trainhard might catch him. Oh no, this is not good for GamerLegion. Temper's found. Hamster and Fexx is also down in the distance, also in trouble. We were talking about the fact they were going on foot. They're going to be kicking themselves for not going up and towards that northwest circle. Hanny waited and finally manages to strike, so Phantom down. So Trainhard losing one early.
Yeah, uncomfortable for both sides. Recrent here, a little known to be the sniper boy now. He's been picking these up on a relatively regular basis. But again, did he find anything else? Was this his first choice? Not sure. We do see QuickMath trying to make the run as they did it, get a couple of tags on the boys on the other side. So it does give them the second to move, and that's how you got to do it. Shoot and move once you get them into that cover.
ENCE are taking their sweet time on this circle. They're just like, well, it's gone the other side of the map from us, hasn't it? We'll see how it works. Oh, Airstation Mike collecting some points. QuickMath getting butchered. PG-18 are also moving in for the kill. They're going to get themselves one from this. Everybody trying to get that third party on. Digger, the last man standing, I think, for QuickMath. And Silenzo is down, trying to get finished off. ToWzErA looks like he's going to get that stolen away, and Digger goes.
Yeah, that was very swift, very quickly removed. Recrent still trying to be the guardian of this bridge, make sure no one can cross too comfortably, and Airstation Mike might opt to go up the hill rather than sweeping to the east. It's best to just kind of divert straight north and get up towards the high ground. Tornado Energy might be able to see them if they do this. Same can be said obviously with PG-18 if they went further to their right, but at the moment we're looking at Unity. They're trying to agree IG as they come across on the northeastern side.
So it's bjorN's turn to try and swim across and see if he can do better than last crew just did a moment ago, heading towards Tornado Energy. One by one they go, so there's not really any support between them. They're just trying to skirt the way around. You can see the Jokers stuck the other side of the river, and ENCE heading that way. There we go. Pulls over towards the mainland of the northeast peninsula once again. And you got to think ELGIGANTEN, that hillside they hold, it doesn't really show it from this angle, but it is a massive mountain. You can see it in the distance there. That is where ELGIGANTEN, they're up the top of that hill, and they are looking to hold it, just like GamerLegion did during Phase 3. They picked up their win there.
But do remember, You have to hold this as somewhat individuals. You have to be able to pull off the 1-1-1 split. Now, Daboom on the way over.
He got the drive-by.
Yeah, he did get the drive-by. That's going to create room for the cross if required, allow the rest of the Jokers to come through. That's very helpful work for the rest of the squad. They needed that as Zampeak and the boys were waiting further back, so it was just one man on the bridge for IG.
Nicely done from the Jokers. That's how you breach that bridge. ENCE are going to be hearing those shots as well, so it's kind of give them a little bit of a warning sign that it's occupied at the moment. We'll see whether they can get across. GamerLegion still creeping on over. bjorN just giving the cover fire for Maccandark and Fexx. Meanwhile, look at this. Tempus being tracked. Is all of TryHard here? No, it's just knocki. Now feraxx in the distance. There goes knocki. That's going to be a spray down. Wookie caught out. He's going to get flushed out. And he's still down low at the rocks. Doesn't go for the repeat. SKUIJKE has caught out Moon, so that is going to be ENCE catching Moon. He was the last man from the Jokers. The rest of the team have already left Hat in.
Let's talk about late game here as well, because Unity, I'm a bit worried. They're very close by towards ELGIGANTEN. As a PG-18, they are getting very up close and personal on this. So if ELG aren't ready, if they don't play this often, if they're not too aware of how you have to hold this side, they might get overwhelmed here. They could get split into too many pieces. Remember that phase in IP fold that GamerLegion held perfectly? It's not easy to do.
No, it is certainly not. And they had to call in reinforcements as well. At the moment, they're already getting teams peeking the hillside. A couple of nades just sort of giving the warning signs to Airstation Mike saying, yes, we are here. Don't come a knocking. Everybody else working the way in. GamerLegion have managed to make their way closer, but they are very close. And I think they're going to be close to being in the firing line of Tornado Energy soon. That nade, it's got legs, but it's going to get saved by the rock.
Yeah. Time for them to move up. Speaking of moving up, D8 about to try and cross the northeastern bridge. And actually, ENCE just crossed that. So this could be a little trickier than they'd like, as they are still way out in the blue. Yeah.
TRYFFELI and SKUIJKE still on that bridge, and they've still got miikaz and Rustanmar to cross. So DA, as you say, I think actually ENCE are going to go towards the bridge, and they might lose 2 to DA here. It might go against them. ghostar just took some damage. Unity's sitting on the rocks with Inside Gaming down low. You can see Orange.
Let's see if ENCE lose out on the players. They're about to come into vision of DA. Do they hold? Looks like DA are holding. They probably just want to cross themselves. It might be beneficial for them just to try and get over rather than opening up and then getting gate camped themselves.
Yeah. I mean, the circle's about to buffer in, so it's going to start really ticking a bit more. And once we hit phase 3, it starts to move quicker and quicker, so they're going to want to make the move. I'm still waiting for this to yoink down to ruins.
Is TRYFFELI still there? TRYFFELI's still going to be such a pain to deal with if they do go now.
Okay, Tempest making the way across the slow crocodile swim.
bjorN's been called.
Phase 3 pulls from water, by the way, so we're expecting it to go to the north here, into that hillside. There we go. So now it's all on Giganten's hill. And then down below it, obviously Camp Alpha. Not really playable from this position for any teams.
No, it's hard work. DA still being patient out in the blue here. Airstation Mike in an engagement with 7. That's going to be carrying on. Looking at everyone else, TryHard actually pretty far away here too. They're still on the south side by just south of Ruin, so they've got to get moving themselves. 30 seconds till circle moves. DA needs to move here. They need to start going. This is not good enough anymore because the blue's going to hurt like hell by the time they get in. ENCE are finally moving ahead, so whatever they're waiting on, they need to make their move.
Krent looking, trying to find it, but I think Marcelek just peeked at the exact moment. You can see his scope was to the left-hand side, so I don't think he caught an angle on him. And his tunnel visioned in there. It's very much a CIS clash, almost splitting down the road in the middle of the map. It's Tornado Energy engaging on 7. GamerLegion have moved into Camp Alpha, but I think they're also getting engaged upon. DA finally coming over the riverside. Now the question is, do they continue on that north road, in which case they will engage with ENCE once again, or if they swing south, they're going to be sort of in vision for Unity in Inside Games.
I don't think you can go south. There's no room there. IG are barely able to hold it. If I'm SIXMO, which I'm definitely not, IGL worthy
straight
of.
to ENCE.
Yeah, this is going right towards ENCE. It's a harder move to make because it's still quite open, but he can get at least towards the edge of the rocks.
It's the hill. Morpheus
and he
is
can try
there.
and play towards it. Let's see if he can hold it, though. Let's see if ELG can find them as well, because they'll have vision on this. Oh, and DA lose 2. Rustanmar with a spray. Going to catch off the boys on the bike at the back. There's a beautiful death, and SIXMO did make it to safety.
Yeah, they get tucked in around the corner. The question is, will ENCE try and flank it? I don't think they'll push this. I think they'll leave DA to say, okay, we'll take the two free points and back away from this one. ELGIGANTEN, I was watching their movements on that one. ghostar flanked across and helped MOORPHEUS out, and he's actually taking shots down the hillside, so they did quickly reinforce, and ghostar instantly is going back to cover off the rock position he had. Meanwhile, we see Airstation Mike engaging and doing very well against Northern Lights.
Yeah, really nice work there until that trade didn't come through. Yeah, fEJK though going to pull it back in line. Spyro's your last man alive. Tries to go for the quick pickup. The flush seemed more valuable for now, as it looks like his days are numbered, and there it is, shut down in the end. And they should be able to get Jazza back up. I don't know if there's a quick enough third party. I don't think there is. They should be safe.
They got him up. It's fine. They'll get him back on his feet. GamerLegion inside Alpha 7, just south of them. Tornado Energy further south. Tempers have managed to get across the river. Trainhard are kept out on the south bridge, and they are camped. So they're having to swim it now back over to the south ruins area, and I don't really know where they can go from here. This is the phase 3 circle, and it's going to start bumping in, so they're tanking through the meds. They're going to have to go further to the eastern side and try and cross the river there with that little road area, huge. And this is a big shift.
Yeah, this is massive. It feels like a bit of a rarity. We have seen the end around here, but it's often the eastern side. Hence why you see the vast majority of teams looking towards that hill. Now, the team who suddenly becomes the king of the castle is Tornado Energy. They've been having a big game already, a hot hand at the start, and now they could close out strong. But someone who just got played back in would be Tempest, for example. They're okay in the south Airstation. Mike can suddenly take a good compound. ENCE trying to work the way forward, but that car always in vision, and PG-18 being caught in the hills by Unity on the way down the hillside, trying to dismount from this high ground.
Yeah, and inside games just below them as well. It's very messy here on the hillside. Look at that mini-map. Airstation Mike flanking around to get a piece of it as well. Giganten, meanwhile, from up on high, trying to collect as many points as they can. All these teams are in a clash in that top, well, I guess you could say top 10. It's got that close.
ELGIGANTEN, every time they get a flush on Unity, secure themselves closer and closer and closer. You look at it, Unity 103, ELGIGANTEN 105. Technically, they are very close by, so you've got to be aware of that if you are ELGIGANTEN. If you start seeing Unity, you're like, this is actually a kill we could really do with getting, but we also don't want to give it up to. ENCE engaging towards the Jokers. That's a flush coming out as Unity push towards D's. Quizzy so close to getting that kill, but it just doesn't come through.
GamerLegion getting wrapped around by ENCE in Camp Alpha, and looks like they're going to continue around Alpha as well, as we see the action still over here on the eastern side. Inside games, they are in the open. Airstation Mike collecting the points here for free.
Yeah, this is shooting gallery. For now, 7 kills for Airstation Mike. Big moves from them. And we see PG-18 trying to hold on. Unity not getting away with much here. This feels like their, chase in this map at least might be hindered. IG go down. They were outside of the chasing pack somewhat, not far, but far enough that it's not too much of a bother for those towards the top.
Big kill potential for some of these teams. 7 ENCE.
Here comes the blue.
Very much near each other. ELGIGANTEN looking to get more and more. They just can't confirm them though. They get the spray down. They're going for the second spray down. Doesn't work out for them, and instantly you can see PG-18 moving in to try and cover them off. Orange will go down, but Giganten are on the move. They have to go. The blue is pushing.
Yep, they're getting there now. You got Innocutive going down. This is good moves from ELG. If Unity are eliminated, which I believe they are, that secured Giganten this round, at least for now. That keeps them somewhat safe within that top 6. DA is still a potential threat down the line, but it's only 2 of them, so this is really big news. Looking at the south, Trainhard made it in.
They got over the river. They've lost 2, by the looks of it, in the process, but they have got 2 in, and it goes to DA.
Can you? Someone just...
come on, chat. You know you love this. You know you love this.
Can you just draw me a map of where every circle ends, please? I'd really like that. Yeah, Tornado Energy still in a really prime spot, though. I don't think we can take it much away from them. And they're sat in 4th. They're holding currently Tempest just out, ELGIGANTEN just out. DA, if they pull off a win here, can jump massively. And you've got to feel people like ELGIGANTEN are going to have to fight their whole way down here as well. So that's going to be scrappy for them. ENCE are going to struggle. Tempest are going to struggle. This isn't easy for many of those teams on the outskirts.
The real-time standings shows the story of just how close it is. All these teams vying for positions. Jokers inside the circle. They have Giganten directly above them. Airstation Mike looking to go on a tear this game so far, but they have so many points to make up. They would have to have some mighty games. ENCE and Tempest all moving close to the circle, but Trainhard found themselves in this little shack area, which gave them some cover. It's amazing, really, when you think Tempest were the ones that were gatekeeping them on the bridge, and they've allowed Trainhard to wrap around them on this circle.
Yeah, and hearing that third party come in is going to put Noki on alert. He knows that there's someone nearby. They know that there's someone breaching this compound. That information's going to trickle through, but it looks like Noki's out of meds here, so he's just holding the doorway. He is completely out of meds. Solo's only got bandages, so certainly far from perfect, and they're at the mercy of how well Tempest take this compound.
SIXMO found for D8. That's a beautiful death, the last man for them. If he can try and get the revive off, it would be beneficial, but I don't think it's really going to happen. Giganten on the move. Still got one member of PG-18. Deez is there waiting, literally in the bush, staring at them. Double spray down potential there.
Oh. He's got a nade. If they... Oh, he's so tempted, isn't he? He's so darn tempted. 7 engaging towards ENCE. ENCE being kept out of this one. Rustanmar and SKUIJKE are on the outskirts here. This is Deez.
Oh, GL have been spotted by Jokers. Their Camp Alpha cover is no longer safe. They're in trouble. It's going to pull away from there. It will center up. And now it's going to be very hard for the teams outside to creep into the circle.
Yeah, you got to keep on board with that Trainhard fight in the south, because now with that circle moving away a little bit, actually with Solar on that side of the compound, it's actually pretty good for them. GamerLegion being picked apart here. So the problem is with Alpha and all of the camps, as soon as it moves away from
open.
Transitioning is almost impossible. Now here comes the helping hand. Trainhard have just been helped out massively.
Oof.
And there goes Tempest.
Yeah.
Tempest are down.
That was literally the leapfrog. Look at that
There
tornado energy into the top 4 with that one nade. That's put them right there. And Tempest are going to be kicking themselves if they fall out of this top 4. The Danes have done so well. SKUIJKE is watched and finally will go for the strike. Will be able to get the knock maybe as he falls down. Yes. And the rest of ENCE will go with it. So they fall in 10th place. And now the points are all up for grabs for everybody else.
Here comes the part where your brain goes to placement as well. ghostar is being picked apart. I don't know if he's recoverable here. That looked like a nade coming in. It is. PG-18 are ruining ELG's chances.
It was that
solo
man.
Push back in.
He sat waiting for so long. It's like 4 AM all over again. Deez comes in, gets the 3. Can he get the final man? Because that would be incredible. Marcelek's the last man standing. Waited and waited and waited so patiently with a nade. Airstation might kind of have him covered off. Fexx look he's waiting for him. Solar, meanwhile, for Trainhard, gets one from Melman. That's a knock, not a confirmed kill in the compound.
Yeah, Deez is on the run, though. He's ahead of Marcelek. He's trying to catch up towards the Jokers. Marcelek spots him first. So they hold on for now. They're into 5th position. We're looking very close here. Look at those points. Keep your eyes on that as Sadovnik tries to hold on for 7. Currently sat in 2nd, but everyone's started challenge. Big denial. Shot in the back. GamerLegion are culled. 7 still maintain.
Look what's going on in those hills. Joker's surrounded by Airstation Mike. Hugstar gets caught out. Fake gets caught out. SIXMO strikes. And suddenly Airstation Mike fall left and right. Giganten is still in there. Marcelek's still alive. He might be able to benefit from this, but SIXMO back on his feet and absolutely massacring Airstation Mike.
Yeah, and bear in mind, if Marcelek goes down, that could be an opener for DA to push through towards the final, positions in this circle. That's where it becomes incredibly important. But Tab, he wants to take him down. He wants to stop everything. If he could just make that jump, please boost me to Boom.
Boom keeps nudging him up there. He's trying. If he could just get in that slow-mo position, it would work out. Sadovnik picked off. Example will catch him down. Trainhard making the move down south, but it's in the open. Straight across towards them. 7 go down. Now it's on Tornado Energy. Solar's got to the compound. I don't care about SIXMO. I want to see Trainhard down below because that's a battle for 4th and 3rd.
Yeah, but Tab's also appeared. Trainhard has gone down. And, well, Tab's up above, trying to fight off against ABeautflDeath and SIXMO. Tornado Energy deny any movement there for Trainhard. That could have been a jump up for them. But now, can Tab stop DA's hopes and dreams? He denies ABeautflDeath with a swift shot. SIXMO now put under the gun. Will he peek, will he fight, or will he back away and try and play for position?
It took so long to get this boost, and it's worked out for him. Now with SIXMO, he doesn't want to drop back down there. SIXMO holding the position. D8 still chasing the top. But Tornado Energy, they've managed to get 2 back on their feet with that clash with Trainhard. It cost them dearly. But they're still in a strong chance. But they're on the downside of this hill. It's all about the rock.
I hope we can see those real-time standings again because ELG and DA are still in this. That's the big storyline here. Joker's trying to be a nuisance to everyone. Just hinder all those chances. SIXMO trying to bait anyone else to get involved. Like, please, someone else shoot them. I'm making so much noise for you guys. Help me out here. But he does have a way down if he wants it. Is it worth the risk? That's the big question. Can he make it down there and still survive if he needs to? Tornado Energy now working their way up.
Yeah, but it's so hard. I'm not sure they can get up here. I've got to be honest. I'm not sure Tornado Energy can get on this rock. I don't think they can.
Oh, look around the back. Marcelek! He's just found one of the Jokers.
He's got
and
both.
He got Tab so low. Tab's down to 6 HP. He's a one-shot. If he sees them, this is going to be huge for him. Tab peeks him, though. Tab gets a bit of a spot here. He's still trying to play this out. He's 6 HP, Lee.
With SIXMO down, that's DA out. And now ELGIGANTEN looking to chase that top spot. Of course, Tornado Energy still chasing down. Joker's no meds at all. Just a couple of bandages. Boom is crawling towards him like, please, safe res, honest. ELGIGANTEN on the flank, goes for the peak, doesn't manage to land it, gets it the second time, and I think ELGIGANTEN might take it here. I don't think Tornado Energy can get up, and he's got the center spot on the rock.
Are they above or are they below?
I don't think they can get up here.
Hold on. Who's the closest to this? Example is not far. At the actual center point, it's not that far. I think Marcelek has the better shot because he can probably pick up some meds, which he's done. Wait, there's some nades.
The nades. He's underhanded one. He's underhanded one. It's gone too far.
Yeah,
they're trying to lob him up. There's mollies coming up here as well, but I don't think they can chuck him high enough. I don't think they can chuck him high enough, and he knows it. And this could be Giganten picking themselves up the victory here. And what a gigantic performance from both them and Tornado Energy. They're going to probably deny the points here. Nothing they can do about it.
Going to try and boost. It's the boost stuff. So you can do anything. Example, trying to get the heal, and he is going down any second now. They're both going to try and heal this one out, but I think Example is done for. I saw the bandage, and the bandage would never do it. But what a time for ELGIGANTEN. They needed that win. They 100% needed that, and they got kills. And if we'd seen the standings, you could imagine how much they shifted there at the end.
Oh, it was close for Giganten. They almost got undone by D's from PG18. Managed to take 3 of them down, that little snake in the back. But Tornado Energy, they had a massive performance there. I think it was 10 kills in the end and second place, so another 16 points for them. So all the teams that were in that 100-point gap, some of them had some big performances. I think that shuts down the chances for the teams that were chasing this top stack. But, well, it is wide open from about 3rd place down to 7th still for anyone going into Erangel. Let's hear from Paul with Giganten.
Yes, down here with ELGIGANTEN. A fantastic victory. Very nervous at the end. There's bandages. You're still shaking.
Yeah, I'm still shaking, and it was actually really hard because I was the only one man standing. But I was really happy when I saw these guys can't go up the hill, and I actually won 1v2. And shooting them in the back, it was actually a great decision. And yeah, easy win.
Easy win in the end. It's very close between all of you teams around there. It's very important, actually, to beat Tornado in that last game because a few extra points could build a difference right now. It's very tense.
It's really tense. There's still, I think 10 teams can easy make it. Every point matters, and, last 2 angles are most important games in our lives, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be another couple of games now. 2 more games, two more big games. You've got to come big again.
First angle, we are always scared before our angles because we are shaky there. Let's hope the zone is with us, and we're going to do our best.
All right, well, good luck. Well done. ELGIGANTEN have won a chicken dinner, the 3rd one of the day, and their first of the day, first of the tournament, of course, and puts themselves in a very good position, just outside that top 6, maybe even inside the top 4. Still plenty to play, but things are getting very tense down here.
So where ELGIGANTEN now sits on the standings in a little bit, but we have to break down the very serious strategical play at the end there, the incredible skill that it took to just wait around a little bit. But it worked for them.
Hey, that's how it is sometimes, especially on the northwest side of Sanhok, because you have the high cliffs over there. Now, ELGIGANTEN, though, they were pretty quick on rotating in the first circle, make sure that they got into a good position to actually play from. But towards circle 4, they actually got into a little bit of trouble because they were on the northeast side of the new circle there. And there were so many other teams there coming in from the east side.
It was an exciting match, and it turned out to be the kind of a joker when we saw the northwestern circle, and a lot of teams decided to fight, especially with the circle here on the eastern side. So many teams died. We went from 14 down to 8 extremely quickly, and yeah. But one of the major MVPs and plays here of this game, D's, taking down 3 of ELGIGANTEN before going down himself. And then Marcelek surviving and taking that. That was this exact. That was perfectly caught here as well. That was such an insane moment. Marcelek could just wait for these to try to get in.
Let's talk about the leaderboard now and get down into the maths. ELGIGANTEN with this chicken dinner, does it push them into where they need to be?
Currently on 3rd place with that win. That's
shared
not bad.
3rd place.
Exactly.
With Tornado.
So they're both on 121 points right now. And they push down Train Hard and Tempest. We've seen Tempest struggling a lot. Train Hard still just above average all the time. Not much happening there, honestly.
It's extremely to see. I'm happy to see these guys. They've been grinding for this for so long. It's nice to see them come out with a victory, but they need to continue. They need to maintain this spot because there's still so many teams close. Yes, they are in a shared 3rd right now, but there's 5 points behind that Train Hard, and okay, so 8 more points down to that. So it's actually 13 points down to Tempest now. So Train Hard and Tempest just lost their 3rd and 4th spot to ELGIGANTEN and Tornado, who had an amazing game.
Tempest must be kicking themselves a bit though. They were the standout team on the first day. They haven't found that momentum since.
No, and they have actually managed to get more points in the first day than they have had so far in all the other days combined. So it's kind of scary.
I want to chat a little bit now about GamerLegion. They needed to put some points on the board. They didn't. Do you think they're a bit worried now? Is their PEL spot back up for grabs?
Sad to say, I think it's over now.
Yeah, we're talking like 20 kill games.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
They only got himself 1 point in this game, and that's not going to be enough.
10 damage points from a 1K club member. Unfortunate for Jazz, but a good game though for Airstation Mike. But in the end, 11 kills. In the end, I thought they were going to be able to clutch it from that position, but they didn't manage to, unfortunately.
Maybe let's take a look now at the teams that we think that this is it. There's the hopes and dreams of PEL are gone. They're going into contenders. Can we confidently say we have some of those teams now?
Yeah. I think everyone outside the top 10 right now has no chance. Everyone else is kind of close. Inside Games is sitting on 11th with 90, then GamerLegion is up at 96. 2 amazing games for the teams outside the top 8. And then the top 8 teams, they are still fighting for it. It's pretty close though still. ELGIGANTEN, Tornado, Energy, and Train Hard all within 5 points of each other, and even with shared points. So head to head right now, ELGIGANTEN needs to beat Tornado Energy if they want to maintain their spot.
The thing is also, the pressure is already much higher than we started today. So this is where the experience comes in hand. If you have a lot of LAN experience, knowing how to treat your players when you're playing the game. I mean, we heard some rages going on out there during the game when they died, and we're talking about while the teammates were still alive. That kind of stuff is not what you want to have on a team, especially with all the pressure on right now.
It's kind of exciting because 2 games left and it's still wide open. It is going to come down to the wire. You mentioned there that LAN experience is gonna help you now if you're used to pressure. Is this now the mental game that takes over and that determines who finds themselves in those top 4 spots?
Definitely. There's a lot of resetting your mindset, making sure that you're ready for the next game. Don't think about the last game too much, especially if it was a bad game. Now, we talked about this. DA, Unity is 2 of the teams who has a lot of experience, and we can see that even though they're not doing too good, it's still just barely enough to scrap it up for the next game.
Yeah, just above the middle pack. And again, like if they have an amazing game, they can still make it back in. It's gonna come down to the last game, guys. It's gonna be insane.
This is what we want, though. This is the dream promo week. Now let's move away from the competition for a bit. Apparently, we have an Ask PEL question. Avenger's going to do our reading for us.
PEL, do you attribute 7 success more to the relative lower difficulty of this lobby or improved gameplay seen in the last week of PEL? I think it's actually both. They stepped up the last week of PEL, and with that momentum going into promotions, they can kind of keep warm to that, and then coming into this, they played against these teams before, they know them very well, and of course the slightly lower skill of the Contenders team compared to the PEL teams.
I feel like also like the kind of playstyle that they have suits this kind of lobby more, where it's not all predictable what's gonna happen, because for them, I feel like it's more they're going with the flow, what's happening, they think more about themselves, than the teams around them and what the teams around them are doing.
Yeah.
We now know that ENCE has guaranteed their spot back into PEL. 7, we think, will potentially do that as well, but GamerLegion, they have a hope and a prayer of getting in there, which means we're opening it up for more contenders teams to potentially move down that path to pro and take the next big step. If you look at it on paper, ELGIGANTEN, Tornado Energy, which one do you think is, who do you think is going to be in there? Let's open it up for all the teams because it is so close.
I think ELGIGANTEN, honestly, because they've been fragging out a bit better, and the vast majority of the points will come from frags. And I think capabilities in terms of fragging power and putting themselves in a spot like we saw here, they enabled themselves, and I honestly think they're going to be able to do that as well when we get to Wrangle.
The macro and the micro play from ELGIGANTEN is way better than Tornado right now. We see them putting themselves in a good spot to play the game from. Unluckily, they had years behind them that threw that nade and got a few of them. Except from that, it would have been a wonderful game from ELGIGANTEN. Tornado, on the other hand, they always find themselves on the edge of the circle where it's the least amount of people. That's not a bad thing. But at the same time, they're not getting the kills, they're getting themselves into the late game. But from there, we could see it in the last game there, for example, where they were downhill. It's a little bit hard for them to play from there.
We're going to change up the map as well now. Is that going to make a difference in how that leaderboard starts looking?
Yeah, to be fair, I actually think it's going to look like we have now. I think both ELGIGANTEN and Tornado, they're going to have some decent games. And I don't think Trainhard, Tempest, ToWzErA, or Unity is going to have 2 amazing games in a row. So I actually think what it looks like right now, it might be the 4 teams that's going to go through.
There you have it. Avenger says it's the 4 teams the way it looks right now. Maybe you have a different opinion. You'll have to wait and see, though, because it is coming down to the last match. We're going to take a quick revive, and when we return, we move into